You know, when you picture the fall of Rome, you probably think of one big, dramatic event, right? Barbarians at the gates, the city burning. But what if I told you the empire was basically a hollow shell long before that ever happened? We're going to see how Rome didn't just fall in a day. Nope, it crumbled over a century of crises that just kept feeding on each other.
And this quote, this is how people at the time described the Battle of Adrianople in 378 AD. I want you to just picture this for a second. The Roman emperor himself and a staggering 2/3 of his entire army just gone, wiped out by Gothic warriors in a single day. I mean, for the Romans, this was an absolutely unthinkable disaster.
But here's the thing you have to understand. That battle wasn't the cause of Rome's fall. It was the result. It was the last, most spectacular domino to topple in a long chain reaction that had been building for decades. So let's rewind the clock and see what pushed that very first domino.
Okay, our first domino? It's pure political chaos. We're going back a full century before that battle, to a period so unstable it's literally called the crisis of the 3rd century.
Just look at this number, 26. In just 50 years, Rome had at least 26 legitimate emperors. That works out to a new emperor less than every 2 years. And that doesn't even count all the other guys who tried to grab power and failed. It was just complete and utter anarchy.
All this chaos created this new kind of leader, the barracks emperor. Basically, the army, and especially the emperor's own guards, figured out that they were the real kingmakers. If they didn't like the guy in charge, they could just kill him and put their favorite general on the throne instead.
And this just gives you a taste of how fast that imperial carousel was spinning. I mean, 21 days? This brutal cycle of assassination and civil war meant that no emperor could actually focus on, governing. Their entire job was just trying to stay alive long enough to pay off the soldiers who put them in power.
So let's move to the next domino. We're going to see how all this political madness created a devastating economic crisis that basically poisoned the empire from the inside out.
It all comes down to this really simple, brutal logic. Each new emperor had to shower his troops with cash to keep them loyal. Think about it. You could get crazy rich by helping your general become emperor, and then get paid all over again by killing him for the next guy. It was an absolutely insane financial drain.
Right. So what happens when the treasury is empty? With endless wars and no stability, the Roman state was flat broke. So, to pay the army, these emperors turned to a solution that would wreck the Roman economy for 100 years.
They started debasing the currency. They literally melted down the silver coins and mixed in cheap junk like bronze. It got so bad that the main silver coin was eventually less than 5% actual silver. It was pretty much a bronze coin with a thin fake silver wash. And what happens then? Well, nobody trusts the money. Prices go through the roof, trade completely collapses, and the whole economy just goes into a total freefall.
Okay, so the economy is shattered, and at the same time, new threats are popping up on the borders. All of this forced the legendary Roman military to completely change. The old way of doing things was just broken.
And the transformation was pretty dramatic. The classic heavy infantry legions, the ones that conquered the world, they were now just way too expensive to train and equip. So the military shifted. It became more defensive, and, this is the crucial part, it started relying on cheaper barbarian recruits who fought in their own style. The army was more affordable, sure, but it was also less standardized and, as we're about to see, a lot less reliable.
So all of this, the political mess, the worthless money, the weaker army, it all sets the stage for the final domino, the completely botched integration of the Goths, which leads us right to the disaster at Adrianople.
And right here, we see this perfect storm of terrible mistakes. First, Emperor Valens sees the Goths not as refugees, but as a source of cheap soldiers. Big mistake. Second, his own corrupt officials rip them off, leading to starvation and turning potential allies into furious enemies. And third, well, blinded by pride, Valens rushes into battle based on terrible intelligence, basically walking his army right into a death trap.
So now you can see that chain reaction perfectly, can't you? The political chaos led to economic ruin. That ruin forced a military transformation, and that transformed, weakened military completely fumbled the crisis with the Goths, leading directly to a catastrophe. You see, a disaster like Adrianople was, at this point, almost inevitable.
After Adrianople, Rome just didn't have the strength to fight the Goths anymore. So they were forced to make a treaty, allowing them to live as a self-governing people inside Roman borders. This was a total game changer. It blurred the line between Roman and barbarian, and it set the stage for the medieval kingdoms that would soon rise from the ashes of the empire. So, in the end, Rome didn't so much fall as it was transformed from the inside out. The world didn't end,